What if the answers you've trusted your whole life were built on questions no one can fully answer? What if knowledge isn't a destination, but the most fragile, powerful story we tell ourselves? This video isn't about right answers. It's about asking better questions. Together, we'll explore what knowledge really means. Through the minds of ancient philosophers, modern scientists, and the silent voices inside us all. By the end, you won't just know what knowledge is. You'll feel how it shapes your life, your truth, your identity. Long before universities, before the word science, there were questions. In ancient Greece, Socrates walked barefoot through the agora, challenging politicians, poets, priests, not with facts, with questions. When someone claimed to know what justice was, or love, or courage, he asked, "But how do you know?" His student, Plato, turned this method into philosophy's first great tradition and offered a striking metaphor. He asked us to imagine ourselves chained in a cave, staring at shadows. We think we know the world, but we don't see the real light, just its echo. It wasn't a riddle, it was a warning. What we call knowledge might just be illusion. From those early echoes, the world split into thinkers who trusted the mind and those who trusted the senses. Descartes, the father of modern rationalism, began by doubting everything. His senses, his memories, even his own body. But one thing, he said, he could not doubt: the act of thinking itself. Cogito, ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. From thought, he built a vision of knowledge based on logic and deduction. Truth, he believed, lay in the clarity of the mind. But David Hume pushed back. What if the mind wasn't a mirror, but a sponge? He argued that all knowledge begins with experience. We don't reason our way to the world, we feel our way through it. We believe fire will burn, not because we deduced it, but because we've seen it again and again. For Hume, knowledge was a habit, not a certainty. Then came Immanuel Kant, who split the difference and reshaped everything. The mind doesn't just receive knowledge, it organizes it. Time, space, cause, and effect. These aren't things we observe. They're the tools we use to observe. We never see reality itself. We see our mind's version of it. But while the West sought clarity, the East often embraced paradox. In Taoism, knowledge begins with unknowing, Laozi warned. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao, Zen Buddhism says. Truth can't be found in words, but in silence, in the spaces between questions. So what is knowledge? Is it logic, experience, intuition? Or is it, as some indigenous traditions hold, something relational? Not what you know, but how you live in balance with what is. Today, the question of knowledge is more urgent than ever. Algorithms feed us curated truths. AI models generate endless information. But what do we understand? In politics, belief often outweighs facts. In science, we uncover quantum strangeness that defies logic. In our own lives, we're flooded with data and starving for meaning. Modern epistemology, the study of knowledge, now asks, how do we trust what we know? Is lived experience as valid as peer-reviewed research? Can emotion hold truth, or must truth be detached? Neuroscience tells us memory is unreliable. Psychology shows us how confirmation bias colors what we see. And still, we decide love, vote, and create based on what we believe to be true. Maybe knowledge isn't a treasure to possess, but a rhythm to walk. Maybe the moment we claim to know, we stop truly seeing. And maybe the truest wisdom begins not in answers, but in awe. So next time you feel certain, pause. Listen for the question beneath the answer. That's where philosophy begins. Again, what do you think knowledge is? A mirror? A map? A myth? Leave a comment, share your truth. And if this made you think, subscribe, because sometimes thinking's the most radical thing we can do.